must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
The government of Kenya is keen on the development of social economic infrastructure to support the realization of the Big Four agenda and Vision 2030. The ambitious infrastructure projects are aimed at opening up the country for business and bolster productivity, particularly in the agricultural, manufacturing and the service industry, as this would bolster employment opportunities. Part of these critical infrastructure projects include the ongoing 27-kilometer expressway linking Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and Nairobi's Westlands. Upon completion, the expressway will exponentially reduce travel times within Nairobi and thus help the country save man-hours, which is being lost in the traffic jams on a daily basis. The Lake Victoria Port Modernization Project to increase cargo handling capacity of the port and to increase Kenya's bilateral and multilateral trading within the region. The expansion of healthcare facilities to facilitate fruition of the country's universal healthcare coverage under the Big Four agenda. By speeding up movement of people and goods, the government is aiming to promote trading through reduction of travel times and costs.
Good morning to you, and thank you so much for finding time to being with us today. It is the 2nd of June 2021. My name is Miriam Ogutu. The show is Good Morning Africa, and as usual, we're coming to you from Kenya's capital here in Nairobi. I trust that you are well today. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in this day. So before we bring us the latest in terms of what's making headlines here in Kenya, looking at the leading newspapers here, I'd like to bring us up to date with the latest figures of COVID-19. And in Kenya, the total number of cases that have been confirmed since far are now standing at 171,084 cases. The death toll in the country is 3,188. And recovery so far is 117,023, and Uganda 47,761 cases. The death toll in Uganda still at 362, and recovery so far is 46,150. And then we head over to South Africa, where the cases right now have topped 1,669,231 cases. The death toll in South Africa is 56,601, and recovery so far is 1,563,719 cases. In South Sudan, 10,688. 115 people have died in South Sudan from COVID-19, while the people who have since recovered is 10,514. So in South Sudan, there are very low figures. I think South Sudan has done well in terms of in controlling the spread of COVID-19. And the total figures in Africa this morning is 4,826,891 cases. The death toll in the continent total at 130,304. Recoveries is 4,321,562. And of course, the global statistics are now standing at over 171.9 plus million cases globally, and the people who have since died from COVID-19 around the world are now standing at 3,575,782, and the global recovery is right now standing at over 154.6 million cases worldwide. And those figures are subject to change as different countries continue to update the latest numbers there across the world. Good morning to you. So joining me on the panel this morning is Douglas Kirimi, all the way from Meru County. Douglas, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam Ogutu, to our crew at our headquarters, and also to our friends across the world. Good morning, and thank you for having me on the show.
Very well. Have you recovered from yesterday's Madaraka Day celebrations? Did you dance too much to the music from the lakeside city?
I know, and I wish I went to Kisumu city, Miriam, and also I enjoyed the fact that Kisumu had an opportunity to host them 58th Madaraka Day in Kisumu. And thanks to the president and the government for choosing Kisumu city. Actually, we should be doing that from Kisumu city every year. Thank you.
Okay, very well. And that will form the basis of our conversation this morning as we wait for the rest of the panelists to join us. I'll just read through quickly the headlines and how the leading newspapers in this country captured yesterday's Madaraka Day celebrations. And the Daily Nation, the main headline says Uhuru revisits BBI in front of captive audience in the stadium and thousands following the Madaraka Day celebrations live on television and radio. President Kenyatta hits back at the judiciary for stopping law review from the nullification of the presidential election in 2017 to an attempt to stop the will of the people as expressed through the BBI. The judiciary has tested our constitutional limits. That is what President Kenyatta said yesterday, a part of his speech, and the story is on page 4 of the Daily Nation. And then I think still the day's highlights from yesterday, still outlining what really happened, and we will get into the nitty-gritty of that. The Star newspaper, the main headline, Kenyatta rebukes judiciary over BBI. It says recent judgment overturned the people's will, diminished their power and stifled efforts to fix ills that have bedeviled the country. The story is on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper. And up there, President hints at backing Raila in next year's general election. Okay, very well. And then just beside that, FBI backs off from Bashir murder probe, says police. The Federal Bureau of Investigations will no longer take part in unearthing the killing of Somali American Mohammed Bashir Mohamud. Police sources indicate detectives at the heart of the case said the Bureau withdrew from the probe, saying it is purely a Kenyan issue. It is not exactly clear why the FBI made the drastic decision, and the story is on page 10 of the Star newspaper. And of course, the main pictorial on the Star newspaper is Raila Odinga. They're meeting with Deputy President William Ruto and the Second Lady Rachel Ruto there at the Kisumu International Stadium. And we head over to the Standard newspaper, the main headline of the Standard newspaper, Judiciary on the cross. President Kenyatta draws the line, accuses judiciary of not listening to the people and being ignorant of the cost implications of some of its decisions as he reignites debate on the BBI. And President Kenyatta is quoted there saying, our constitution is not a yoke around our necks. Rather, it is a mighty sword that can break the chains that limit us. The moral foundations of justice demand that the judiciary bears the burden of choice and the consequences thereof. So before we even get into that, because I think President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech will form the basis of our conversation this morning. Douglas, what stood out for you during yesterday's celebrations at Kisumu? Douglas? Douglas, can you hear me? What stood out for you during yesterday's celebrations at Kisumu? Okay, we seem to be having a bit of a technical hitch there for Douglas. I don't know if you can really hear me. Douglas, if you can hear me.
And what stood out for me is when the President of the Republic of Kenya said that the...
Go ahead. Go ahead, I can hear you. I think you're having a bit of a problem with your connection there. Yes, go ahead.
Miriam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. And what stood out
Okay. Can you just revert to audio because we seem
for my internet connection that
yes.
he is going to stand with the will of the people. Miriam, what stood out for me yesterday is when the President of the Republic of Kenya said that he is going to stand with the will of the people. The Constitution, the judiciary has tested the constitutional limits, assisted our constitutional limits. And that brings us to the fore and why the President is the President of the Republic of Kenya. We did not elect judiciary to be able to speak on our behalf. The Constitution is very clear. The only person that speaks for the people of Kenya and acts and exercises power on behalf of the people of Kenya is an elected president and his deputy president, who is the President Uhuru Kenyatta. And when the president says that he's going to lead the will of the people, Miriam, that stood out for me 100% because there is no any other a time that we have had an answer to our sovereignty as a people and the power that we have. And the Constitution, Miriam, in Article 1 says, in Chapter 1 and also Article 1 says that the people of Kenya have delegated the power to the executive, judiciary, and also parliament. And also that power shall be exercised at the national level and county levels, Miriam. So when the president says that he's going to stand with the will of the people, that clearly stands out for me. And the order of that, the culmination of that speech was that the will of the people is supreme. Not even President Uhuru Kenyatta can stand on the way of the people of Kenya. And Miriam, that is the work of the president, and the Constitution is very clear. And I was very happy when he says that he shall be able to heed the will of the people. Not a few activists who are seated at judiciary to subvert the will of the people, using all means that the people of Kenya are supreme. Nobody can stand on the way of the people of Kenya to have a constitutional moment. And President Kenyatta seems to agree, Miriam, with what I have always said before, that the people of Kenya cannot be pre-existed by a few judicial officials who are corrupt, or also the Constitution mandate that we have delegated to judiciary. Rebuking judiciary was the good thing the president did because he did it for and behalf of the welfare of the people. Miriam. Done.
Okay, thank you so much. And we're also joined this morning by Professor Jared Onyari. Professor, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam, Douglas, and the rest of our viewers.
All right, Karibu Sana. And so we are looking at what happened yesterday, Prof. A lot of entertainment. I don't know if you've recovered from that. But what stood out for you yesterday during the Madaraka Day celebrations at Kisumu?
Nothing really stood for me that I can really be able to just pinpoint out, but I can only say that it was good that the celebration went to Kisumu and the people were very happy. And I will see the excitement of the people. Miriam, that's the kind of Kenyan I am looking forward, so that people don't feel that they are not part of this country. And I came to realize that Kisumu is also a very significant town. Even the Madaraka Day was initiated in that Kisumu. I also came to realize that the rights of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, Kaunda, Kamuso Panda, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and many of those leaders in 1961, they came to Kisumu and they said they want Kenyatta out. So it's good. It's good because of if the celebration could have not gone there, Miriam, we could have not come to know that kind of celebration, Miriam, and one of the things here, Miriam, even the president for Burundi, was very happy, and I saw him speaking eloquent Kiswahili more than even myself, Miriam. I'm saying that Kisumu is not going to be the same again. No wonder the colonial people, during the colonial people, were able to see that for Florence. So Kisumu is a significant city, and Madaraka Day celebration, Miriam, elevated it to that level.
All Very well. So now let's just get into parts of President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech yesterday. The story is on page 4 of the Standard newspaper. You shot down the people's will, Uhuru tells court. President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday renewed his attacks on the judiciary in his Madaraka Day speech. The president accused the judiciary of denying Kenyans the democratic benefits they have been building since independence. Uhuru, in the presence of the newly appointed Chief Justice Martha Koome, outlined instances in which he claimed the judiciary failed to consider a public good, while mentioning the recent judgment that dealt a blow to the Building Bridges initiative or the BBI process. President Kenyatta accused the judiciary of standing in the way of reforms. Douglas. Douglas. Okay, Prof, I think you will take it. Douglas seems to be having a bit of a technical hitch.
Miriam,
yes.
Miriam, yes, I listened to that speech, Miriam, and you know me, I speak my mind. Nobody has ever never taught me on what line I should think. I've never been a sycophant, Miriam. I was brought that way, and I thank my parents for giving me that opportunity to speak my mind. Honestly speaking, Miriam, whoever wrote that speech was not thought of. Yesterday, we was celebrating Madaraka Day. Miriam, let me tell you the constitutional moment. Miriam, why we protected that nobody should just come and charge the constitution of Kenya without the people of the constitution of Kenya. Miriam, the Lancaster Constitution, Miriam, was a very good document, Miriam. It had devolution, Miriam. But within a span of time, Miriam, they started mutilating it. Even until Section 2A was brought, Miriam, which brought this country into darkness. So we said, Miriam, when you want to change the constitution of Kenya, Miriam, let the people of Kenya know. Let them participate, Miriam. Let them just be involved. Instead of asking for too much. And Miriam, I believe in rule of law. And when the subject of good governance comes, Miriam, you know, you cannot. So on that one, Miriam, the president goofed. Why? We have got layers of the judicial, Miriam. One court can make a mistake, another one can be corrected, Miriam. When Miriam, we had the interview for the Chief Justice going on, Miriam. Did the High Court give orders stopping it? Were they corrected by the Court of Appeal? So, Miriam, if the 5 judges have made a mistake, of which I concur, they made a mistake. We have put an appeal, Miriam, which is being heard this morning, Miriam. Why should the president go in a public day, in a public holiday, Miriam, to go and pronounce himself that way? Don't you think you are going to sway the Court of Appeal, the line of thinking, Miriam? I know even if the Court of Appeal makes a mistake, Miriam, we can go to the Supreme Court. Miriam, let me tell you, Miriam, this country went to what happened to it in 2007, Miriam, because simply we did not believe in the judiciary. Kenyans say they cannot go to the judiciary, Miriam. But under the new constitution, Miriam, I have seen under Chapter 4, Miriam, if you feel aggrieved, Miriam, you can go to court, file your case. You can be listened to. And you get the appropriate orders, Miriam. So on that, Miriam, as much as people say that it's an excitement, Miriam, it must override, Miriam. We have put in the constitution, Miriam, on how to change the constitution, Miriam. That one I have to say. And even if it originated from the Miriam, let me tell you one of the problems. Some of the andras of the president, Miriam, it is because they pretend they know everything, even when they don't know. They could have read that part of the constitution, Miriam. What the prime minister and the president did, Miriam, they came with 9-point agenda. They gave it to Kenyans. Then Kenyans could have taken it and own it up so that we run with it. But there are some loopholes, Miriam. As much as we want to mend because we want peace, Miriam, I think sometimes there's somewhere where we go. But I know the appeal will succeed. But in the future, when you want to do something, when you want to move it, do it in a better way. A rat comes to you in the night, it wants to eat you, to bite you, Miriam, but again, lazima ikufurise kidogo so that you don't hear the pain. But be it on a public order, Miriam, on that one, others will say what they may say, but you don't allow, you are saying it before a Chief Justice, Miriam. Then there was no point for the Chief Justice to come there. Give the institutions other arms of government to be independent medium, but we are interdependent medium. In terms when we have got an appeal coming this morning, what will happen now? Are those judges going to see this is the thinking of the president? That is undue influence, Miriam, which is not allowed in law.
Okay. And what are your thoughts about President Uhuru Kenyatta making reference to the 2017 presidential ruling that nullified his re-election?
Miriam, let me tell you, and to be very honest, even if I could have been the Chief Justice or the judge of the Supreme Court, I could have nullified the election, Miriam. Do you know why? If you tell NASA was claiming that the server has been tampered with. Are you getting that one? And then the court says, go and open the server. From that time up to now, Miriam, the server has never been opened. What did you want the judges to do? They say now, no, court, Miriam, let me tell you for one. They never give orders in vain. They give orders to be implemented. And if you feel aggrieved, there is a way you can appeal, you can vary, you can get for interpretation what it means. So Miriam, sometimes let us not try to blame innocent people. And I know the president we should have moved on in the speed of the handshake, Miriam. When those orders they asked, there's one question which from asked Miriam, and nobody answered. What do you do with those elections, with the spoils? Where do we find them? And nobody, even in GAT, even the IBC, will not answer that question. So you expect them now to imagine now the country is greater, Miriam. Then why should we have the courts? That's not a council of Njoni Cheke or my villagers elders from Nyamira. That is a court of law. When the court asks a question, you answer it. You don't tell us that people in France, they are sleeping, Miriam. Is that an answer? You can say we are doing our best and we want more time, maybe perhaps, but tomorrow we'll get an answer. The server has never been opened up to now, Miriam. We don't know what is in that server. So if someone arranges and Miriam, you can't counter, then it becomes true. So what I need to do, Miriam, we have moved on. God has been so much gracious in this country. There is handshake, Miriam. The president should heal from 2017 general election, Miriam.
Okay, thank you. Douglas, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if Douglas is back. If you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam.
All right, very well. So as you've heard there, Professor has a different thoughts. But I don't know what you think about President Uhuru Kenyatta revisiting that 2017 ruling that nullified his re-election.
Miriam, our constitution has been said to be the most progressive constitution in the world. But from my perspective is that the president was within his remit and he was within his right as the elected representatives of the people, as the only person that has been elected to speak for the people of Kenya. The national spokesperson of the people of Kenya is the head of state of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. And where do I come from that? It is in our Constitution, Chapter 1 and Article 1 of our Constitution, that the power of the people shall be delegated to judiciary, parliament, and also executive arm of government. And also, this is a person that is supposed to be able to delegate that power because the people have, it is said that power can only be delegated, can be exercised using elected representatives. And Miriam, we need to also define as we answer this question, who is an elected representative of the people of Kenya. The governor of Wajir, who has issues, is not a representative of the people of Kenya. He is a representative of the people of Wajir, that demographic and that area that is Wajir. And also, Miriam, we need to also be very clear that it is only the President of the Republic of Kenya who is the only elected leader to speak for the people of Kenya. And the President spoke because the will of people was subverted in 2017. The will of people is being subverted in this BBI process, Miriam, by activists who are hiding in judiciary, Miriam. And when you look at it very clearly, my perspective is when the president revisited the 2017 Will of People subversion and also the BBI process, when he said he is now going to stand with the will of the people. It is the will of the people that has put him in office, Miriam. The member of parliament in Central Imenti, where I come from, does not represent the people of Kenya. He represents at that particular constituency. The only representative of the people who can exercise the power directly for the people of Kenya is the president. And the president has listened to what the people have said, and he knows that the people of Kenya can be able to exercise their power through their president. And the president will only respect the will of the people. There is no rebuking judiciary. It is judiciary that is going, that is checking on the executive and the people of Kenya. But who checks judiciary? That is the question that even in America was asked, that we cannot have a delegated institution like a delegated power to an institution like judiciary, Miriam, that we cannot be able to check on. When the president makes a reckless statement in public, we all condemn him. But who condemns rogue judges? Who condemns judges who collude with drug dealers? Who condemns judges who collude with rat grabbers? Who condemns judiciary when judiciary subverts the will of the people, Miriam? So the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya is very clear, Miriam. The president is the only elected representative to speak. He's a public spokesman elected by the people of Kenya to speak for them. And also, Miriam, this is a man that we can only hope that he's going to save the will of the people of Kenya, because even him, the social contract that we earned, the mandate that we gave him, we have a social contract with him that is going to expire next year. Constitutionally, he's the only person that can be able to speak on malpractices that are being done on the people of Kenya, Miriam. Right. And at this point, yes, Miriam?
Thank you. I want to, yes.
Miriam, I want to report to one question. Just a one sentence, Miriam. Has the president gone to the Court of Appeal? Has he gone there?
I think today,
if you have gone to the Court of Appeal, Miriam, you wait for the courts to rule.
All right.
You don't want to say because you have been elected by the people of Kenya, now you want to tell them the one. You don't go to tell the court.
Thank you so much. I'd like to bring in Dr. David Matanga because he's joined us this morning. Dr. Okay. Very good morning to you. Okay.
Good morning, Miriam.
So we're in the middle of a heated debate over here about what President Uhuru Kenyatta said yesterday, and he blasted the judiciary over what he termed as irresponsible rulings that negate the people's will.
Well, I will just go in the middle of it. I will jump in it and say what I feel is correct. Professor Onyali, a philosopher by name Montaigne, or Montegui, or whatever you call it in France, separation of powers, but delivered powers where? The three arms of government have powers, but where are the powers invested to drive the powers? Where are the powers invested? I'm asking cardinal questions, Miriam. The three, the parliament, the judiciary, and the executive. One of them has bigger legs than the others. So if God created all animals, but made some animals to be wild, some to be hyenas, some to be lion, some to be human beings. And the human beings control the animals. Know how many should be cowed. Ngapi titazaa, ngapi some should not. Some are dangerous. Some are pet animals like dogs, like a cat, like cows, goats, sheep. You can tame it in the house. Onyali, in your house in Nyamira, do you have a lion? My professor, do you have a lion? No. The only lion you have is Madame, or lioness. She's the only one who can say, no, today you are not coming in this house. And you say, okay, but Madame, what have I done wrong? you start telling the lioness, please, Mama, let's solve this thing properly. Now I'm bringing it to that context, Miriam, so that the panel and other people understand. The two branches of governance are judiciary and the parliament. Parliament makes laws. Judiciary interprets the laws. The government implements and follows, supervises, oversight the two. There is no way you run away from it. Okay. I want to ask another question. If you say the judiciary is higher, Onyari, why does the Chief Justice go to swear before the president?
I will ask you the same question. Why does
if they are equal.
Why does the president swear before the Chief Justice?
No, if they are equal. But I'm trying to show you, I'm coming to that. Brother, I want you to, let's not have an acrimony. Then people think we are not coordinated. We are coordinated. We are on the same page. The president swears in the Chief Justice. And then the Chief Justice swears in the president to legitimize the relationship called interdependence. All right?
You're right.
Interdependence of institutions. To say I am the Chief Justice, I hold the Bible, I am the custodian of the laws, I hold this branch. You are now, sir, taking on a bigger branch, leaving me to interpret what the parliament will do. And then the parliament will say, okay, we want to give the government $200 billion to implement, and we want to see this implementation, how the president uses that money. So each of the two has a link with the superior one. Although you don't see the superiority, some people wanted to reduce the superiority. Some people want, that's where we have gone wrong in Kenya. Jermaine, we have reduced the presidents to be equal with the Chief Justice because of a man from Nyamira who turned up because of his height, because he thinks he's taller than the rest of Kenyans. A lumpen who stood up to tell people that he has gone to school. An NGO in Nakuru with Maina Kiai and others planning to take Uhuru Kenyatta in court. I found him in a hotel. That's the man who caused his court to look as if it is fighting the presidency. Tuambiane ukweli. Let's speak the truth. You die with the truth. Don't waffle. The courts were respecting the executive. The parliament respects the executive. The Speaker of Parliament does not come to make a speech and as if he's the head of state. But the head of state would be a naive head of state. If he saw, with due respect, one direction of the arms of government going wrong, and he didn't give in to the public interest, then where does cite his word? There comes a time when the country is above every person. The president yesterday in Kisumu was simply doing that role as the head prefect of the people of Kenya. Then if, let's go to Onyali again, why is it then the court of the High Court amplifies the role of the president by saying he should not have touched? Have you seen? If you say is equal is nothing, then why do you segregate him from that? He should not have been the one to pursue, because he's taken in the highest esteem, Miriam, as a head of state. The same court identifies an individual as very supreme and nullifies the BBI, because the supreme body, Grand Ayatollah, should have not touched this document, should have left it with Professor Onyali to run with it, using stones to publish professor, to publish pamphlets. How would you pamphlet 52 million copies? Do you have the money? No. The court itself contradicts itself there. It says the president is not an ordinary man. Now, Miriam, it comes to my question. Who is a citizen? Who is there anything, Professor Onyali, in this thing here, which you have on the table, which describes the citizen, which describes elite and a common? Nioneshe, maybe my eyes, my eyes have gone wrong. Now wewe zako zine going wrong somewhere because of too much we are reading every night. Nioneshe iko katu hapa ndani. Is there something that say, Miriam, it says here elite Kenyan and common Kenyan? Iko wapi? Ndio naona appeal inakuja. Iko wapi? Show me in this constitution which says it is an elite or a common. It says a citizen of Kenya. Is Raila not a citizen of Kenya? Is Uhuru Kenyatta not a citizen of Kenya? Did you elect a citizen of Ethiopia to become a president of the Republic of Kenya? No. Who is the citizen of the country? Is there a common or elite citizen? We put class because of you drive a Mercedes and I drive this smaller thing from Japan. So we have created a class of you, a Mercedes guy, and me, a Casimiro Civic or Vicks, what do they call them? So, Prof, the president, yes, as the head of the executive and the head of the country, he doubles up. He raises above the two and now gives a direction on where things have gone wrong. The tone of the language might have been different. That is not for me. I'm not a president's speech writer. I am happy that my word is sovereign. And Douglas, you should be happy that my word is sovereign was repeated several times. The people are sovereign. Am I not happy? I should not clap Onyari. Are you not happy as a comrade we suffered together? If those words are quoted, that the people are sovereign. Didn't you see me 2 days ago write about the people sovereign? Didn't you see that article, sir? I wrote I don't know which language that people wanted the president to use. I had to play a clip. Let me rescue this debate this morning. And it is a good debate. And I'm happy that Douglas and Prof have met each other now as a warm-up towards Somalia. So that's very good, Prof. But let's play this clip. And my brother at the as we prepare for the clip, Prof, you are not wrong. Maybe the language.
But Doctor, you have not understood me. Nobody has gotten me where I'm coming from.
No, I came in the
We have got a good appeal, which is coming today.
Yes, but so an appeal.
Why should you prepare a speech for the president to handle it today? We are going to win the appeal, but people are going to say this because the president said.
Look, Yeah. Wait.
Dr. Masanga.
I understand now where you have a point.
Dr. Masanga.
Wait. Ngoja kwanza mamba. You have a point. He should have left me to do it.
That's where I'm coming from.
But being a politician, okay, Douglas, let me hear from you.
Doc, we have a problem. When an elected representative of the people of Kenya decided to speak for them, even preempt what he is going to argue in the court of appeal for the people of Kenya, there is no problem with that. There is no problem for a public spokesman, the head of state, the president himself, expressing displeasure on behalf of the people of Kenya over judiciary. There is no problem with that. Actually, that speech should be repeated this week if the president is going to speak anywhere.
Yes, I agree. Because the president is the spokesman of the Republic of Kenya, Miriam.
Yes.
That he cannot be excluded and then keep quiet. And but Stephen received this.
All right.
I think this one will help us.
All right.
To sort this problem of am I there, Miriam?
Send it to. Could you send it to maybe Sam or yes, to Sam.
Steve is not in.
All right, Doctor.
Okay. Let me send it to Sam. Okay.
Doc, the president of the Court of Appeal, as we speak right now, David Musinga, is presiding the case management conference on the BBI appeals. The other judges are Roslyn Nambuye and Hannah Okwengu. And one of the senior counsels in that court, I'll quote him, he has just said that speaking at Madaraka Day celebrations, the president made remarks that will be concerning to other litigants before this court. We seek permission to bring those remarks that are in contempt of court before you. So he's saying part of what President Kenyatta said yesterday are in contempt of court, saying that the case is ready in front of the Court of Appeal. And he's one of
the court had not taken, the case had not taken over. The case has not taken off.
But the president already appealed in his personal capacity because it was mentioned. So they're saying his remarks yesterday, part of it is in contempt of court. So that is what one of the senior counsels there has just, when making his...
Who is the senior counsel? Mwite or who?
I'll get his name for you.
Yeah, the case, if the president had filed, it was not public yet. It is going to be public today. So from today, after the case management, you don't discuss the matter. The president was in order to discuss it before it begins. Because you don't know, none of us knows the grounds. We don't know the grounds upon which the president has appealed. The case was not in court, Miriam. It wasn't. That senior counsel is wrong.
Doctor, we know the grounds.
Until the documents arrive in court, like now, and the Masinga says, okay, we have allocated you 20 hours, 2 hours, we finish on Monday. Now the president cannot, between today up to that date, go out and make a statement. But yesterday, he was in full order to make statements because none of us knew what was in the appeal, neither the court. The judges the registrar might have received it. But the court does not know. What is the court?
Professor, you're laughing. Do you know what is in the appeal?
Miriam, let me just come to my rescue. Miriam, Dr. Masanga, I love you and we are there in the struggle, Miriam.
Yes.
And that's why I said it was unfortunate to whoever made that speech, who wrote for that one. Dr. Masanga, from our side, we do firefighting. Honestly, yes, your argument, you can argue for the sake of argument, but it was unfortunate for that speech to be prepared for the president, and he has appealed, and the case is coming. Now you see what's coming now.
But Prof, there's a lot of wonderful things on that speech. Maybe the court part, the case part, the BBI case
Correct.
part. Okay, maybe. But I think there was a lot of wonderful things that President Kenyatta said yesterday, of which I
No. Miriam, let's not run away from this.
Okay.
What about if the president yesterday announced that he has now agreed to appoint the 40 judges and told it in front of the Chief Justice? I'm asking, would you call it contempt of court? Isn't it one of the matters in court? What about if the president yesterday said, I have now agreed I will tell the government of my government to increase budget allocation to the judiciary, since we have received a good lady in the judiciary who will manage the money very well. Will you refuse it? Senior counsel Bure.
But doctor, as long as a case has already been filed in a court,
you are right.
To the rules of court, you're not supposed to talk about it.
When did you file?
Dr. Masanga,
Miriam,
did you prepare the speech for the president? You didn't. Where a mistake has been done, Dr. Masanga, let us agree, that's what will save us free. On our end, people make mistakes and we start firefighting. You are now firefighting. Very unfortunate for that part of the judiciary. I knew the case was coming today and the bench is so good. Those are honorable judges.
Yes. But did you know the details?
They were made public last week, Dr.
Yeah, they were. Miriam, I agree. They were made public by hearsay in Poco Joint, Meat Boy Joint's restaurants.
Doctor, you're busy that morning. You're not on the show, but we talked about it.
Me, I am only happy that my people's sovereignty, are sovereign, was repeated 5 times. I'm happy. So what is the problem here, Mr. Onyari? Are you not happy as a punchline that we make things here and they were well done? We said it, the people's sovereign, you cannot change it. The president speaks for the people. It is not the judiciary that elected the president. The president was elected by 20 million Kenyans, including those of Raila Odinga and other parties. We assume all registered voters went to vote. That's why it is called an election. An election is not selection. The Chief Justice was selected, not elected. Therefore, she cannot be superior than the man who was elected by 52 million people. I submit. Let's play the clip.
Yes.
Where you see the deputy president hammering the court.
Absolutely.
Now listen there.
We may not be learned, but we are not stupid. Na tunataka Maraga atusikie vizuri. Kwa sababu he has had his day. Ours is coming. And by the way, that is not a threat. He has had his day. He has done his game. Our day is coming.
All right. The clip has already played there. I think that was Deputy President William Ruto after the 2017 nullification of President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election, and he said the court has had their day and their day is coming. So he did not agree with the court ruling at that time. But on this, said the BBI process was unconstitutional. He agreed with what the court said. So he seems to have changed tunes this time round.
Yes. First of all, you know very well the deputy president is a man on mirage politics. If you are on mirage politics like he has, you dream even during daytime. Miriam, you don't know whether you are going to survive tomorrow or you will not survive. So when you have a mirage type of politics, is the type of politics that the deputy president took to the stadium in Kisumu. One, he says we have collected a personality quality. In this country, when you look at the people who have created personality cult, who stands out number one? Who was wearing a shirt with a Hustler brand in Kisumu when others were wearing either national colors or suits? It was the DP. Who in Kenya has created a personality cult of hustlers? It is him. Who in Kenya has created a personality cult of wheelbarrows? Is him. What is a cult in English? In English Oxford, a cult is obsessed followers who can even kill you. If you say DP is very bad man, they can kill you. In fact, if they find you in darkness, the type of bile that is on social media, or if you find yourself in Eldoret by mistake that your bus or your car has broken a tire, and you say you are Matsanga, I don't think you might survive. Some of us might not survive. I don't know whether Onyali can survive. But a personality cult, what is a cult? Maybe Miriam explain to us what a cult is. You have your experts on dictionary. You know this English. What is a cult? A cult, to me, is a group of obsessed people who value, who follow. A cult who follow people without knowing whether they are, without disagreement. I don't know what it says. Have you found out on your Google map? I don't want to mislead people. I rather go back there so that people know exactly what a cult is.
According to Wikipedia, in modern English, a cult is a social group that is defined by its unusual religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs, or by its common interest in a particular personality, object, or goal.
So I'm not very far from there. Mm-hmm. Obsessed, religious, social, economic, put it to anything. So in Kenya now, the deputy president has created an economic cult, social cult, social in shirts. If you wear the shirt, you must have a shirt with a hustler. You can pass through Eldoret very well and Nandi, very well. If you wear a big shirt, you want to pass like us who have the road going towards Malaba. We better wear. We wear those shirts, hustler. Then even people will be very happy. In fact, they can give you tea. So who in Kenya has created a cult? Raila Odinga has not created a cult. Raila Odinga's politics is spread all over Kenya. Raila Odinga's party is spread all over Kenya. ODM has got toilets in every county. I am bringing the last value of humanity is a toilet. If you don't have a toilet, where do you go then? In the river. The ODM has an office and a toilet. When you have an office, you have a toilet and a kitchen. So Raila Odinga has not created a cult. It is DP Ruto who has created a cult. Tuambiane ukweli kama this. Let him not make sweeping statements that Kenyans can accept him, not me. At least for me, I will not, as far as I've read what a cult is, I will not agree. Okay? Bigotry or bigotry is very dangerous. Who has the worst bigotry in Kenya? It's the DP. The type of language he uses, itendawili, wale, you know, those men, those ones. Reggae. Reggae. Who uses that language? It is him. So these are childish play. Is a childish. To be very honest, is childish. People who can only support him are the people who have no content. Have you looked at the guys who support the DP on social media? They don't have a content medium. They have a content of abuse. They don't have any material. They don't have. They can't write like the way some of us write to educate. Even if you disagree with me, you will go back to my website and find that essay. Then read it again. You might pick one or two things and say the man was right. None of the DP's people on social media has a brain to write. They have a brain to insult. They insult you. They come and insult you on your wall and tell you as if internet is on in Eldoret or Nakuru or Kapsabet or Elengoya Marakwet. The internet is everywhere in the world. I could be writing from Indonesia and condemning Kenya. Will you say stop writing about Kenya? So, to me, I think Miriam is a disaster.
All right.
We have a disaster. Yesterday's function had gone so well, and it passed very well. The people of Kisumu welcomed the people. President made his remarks because most of us did not know what he had applied and appealed in court. None of us has a document to show, so you can't say this contempt of court. Yes, finally, let me now rest the panelists come together. There is one thing that we call political legal bypass. What the president was doing, Professor, is a political legal bypass. When the heart is ill, you create a bypass through the back and deliver the blood somewhere so that the heart can pump. So the president has approached this case in double-pronged hit publicly as a politician and leave the legal men to tussle it out. Isn't it, Douglas? That is his role. He's a politician. He might spoil the case or he might not. Now, that is where the question is. But for me, who has used the legal bypass, Miriam, I want to tell you secretly or open secret. I used the legal bypass on Besuda. A legal political bypass. You know, my going in and making too much noise every day and insulting a Besuda that you have a skirt, this skirt woman. Until the court halted me, said, wait, you are going too far to say Besuda has a skirt. Change your language. I diverted her from looking for evidence. You know, that's a strategy, Miriam. And instead, Besuda concentrated on, he said Matanga must be arrested. You know that? She concentrated on me who did not commit any crime anywhere. My crime was only to be Wambutata of international level. File this. This is a strategy to distract the chief prosecutor from concentrating on the job. So if that strategy works, Miriam, it remains to your guess. My guess and your guess are the same as mine. But in a nutshell, the president has a right as a political leader to say where the court is going wrong. There is another point I want to make. What is patriotism? Do you know why America made a patriotic act? Miriam, you know that America has a patriotic act. You don't find an American soldier being beaten on the streets of Kandahar and you start laughing as an American. No. You join the fight and rescue the American soldier being beaten in Kandahar, Afghanistan, or Nairobi. They have what we call a patriotic act. Time has come for Kenya to introduce a patriotic act. What does a patriotic act help? Americans come here and tell us to follow, to insult to be democratic and insult our president. But the Patriotic Act in the United States does not allow you to go and pull out your trouser and when the president is passing and go for short call in front of the president. That is when you see the Marines jumping on you and breaking you like a frog. It's a patriotic act. It protects the name of the president, the people of any human being, a citizen of the country called America is protected by patriotic act. But then what Americans are coming to say in our courts, which Douglas said, is that we can as well practice. Let's practice, what is it called? Judicial activism. Call the president, wewe, Uhuru Kenyatta, wewe, kuja hapa, shika ng'ombe hii. Catch this cow and go and take it to the water, Uhuru Kenyatta. Is that judiciary? If we started calling each judge by name, Kenya will be upside down. That's why we call them, my lordship, honorable judge. We don't call them Mutunga. We call them by name, by dignity, by title. So let's have a patriotic act in Kenya that will reinforce the ability of the president to act as a public interest figure. The president does not act for judicial activism. He acts for the public good. If the public says the BBI is bad, they will vote. Why are you stopping the public? Why is the court? Let me ask Onyari. Why is the court saying BBI should not be? After all, if BBI is bad, the Kenyans will say, return it to the sender. Hey, return it to Uhuru na Raila in Bondo, murudishie envelope yake na ule mwingine. The people will decide, the Kenyans, but not you to stand in the middle. And I think that wisdom will now help the appeal court. Why should you go down in your name badly in appeal court when the people can save you? Throw the thing to the people. Say go. And then people who want this thing to fail are the people who have not decided on Nyari whether they oppose it or they like it. It is Ruto again with his hustle account, personality account of hustler wearing shirts as a hustler going to Kisumu. Anyway, Kisumu was a weather for those type of shirts, but he should have worn a white shirt instead of black shirt because black brings more heat on your body. Yeah.
Jevan joined us and he's not said anything.
Miriam, I need to be understood. Nobody has understood me. They think I'm opposed, Miriam. The 5 churches did not file a case. Kenyans who were dissatisfied whether they were 2 or 3, they filed the case. The 5 churches, Miriam, they have made a mistake, Miriam. And the mistake has to be corrected. That's why we believe in the rule of law, judiciary, Miriam. And I've said, even if, let me tell you, Miriam, it is going to be very interesting. The Court of Appeal is going to overturn it. But others are going to proceed to Supreme Court. And we'll have that matter settled once and for all. So that, that's how Seria ni Musumena inakata mbele na nyuma. So all the rules Dr. Masanga is trying to say, all the mistakes he is trying to say will be canvassed at the Court of Appeal, Miriam, and we have got an arguable case.
All right, Prof. Thank you.
Yeah, and we are not stopping at the appeal court. We are also on this side, going there. Paka tumalizane kwa Supreme Court. Haki ya Mungu, it is not going to end here. No, Ruto akuje huko. Tumalizane kwa Supreme Court. Ituambie who is a citizen of Kenya. Nani, who is the elite or the common? Where in this constitution is the elite told never to file an application? Where? Who is an elite and who is a commoner? A commoner is a Ugandan and an elite is a Kenyan.
Never.
Is it? Is it? Let's go. Tuende paka huko. Wacha tuende. Akuje mbele. Songa. Iko na kesi ingine tunaleta na yeye akuje.
Haya, kabla twende huko, Jevan hajasema chochote. Jevan Karanje, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam. Good morning to my fellow panelists, Dr. Masanga, Professor Onyari, and my friend Douglas Kirimi.
All right. So yesterday during Madaraka Day celebrations, Jevan, I don't know what stood out for you during the celebrations in Kisumu yesterday.
Miriam, a lot of things stand out for me, especially, and I will start with the speech by the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. President Uhuru Kenyatta, when he said that on the issue we are discussing now about the courts and so on, because he said that the Constitution is not a yoke around our necks, but it's a way of ensuring that a country is properly governed. Therefore, to that extent, I believe that the president said the right thing. But on the same note, Miriam, the issue that we have made the presidents alter those words was the issue of the BBI, when the 5-judge bench said that the BBI process is null and void. To that extent, and when you look at our constitution, the sovereign power of the constitution belongs to the people of Kenya. Therefore, we need to be given a chance. Whether the document is not good as the judges, whether the process of initiating the end result that we are trying to get will be beneficial to our country. Therefore, the judges should not hijack this process because of their maybe personal hatred toward the president or some personal differences with the president, without looking at the bigger picture of what the Kenyans will gain from this process. And Miriam, also, our courts also, on the same note, should act independently. They should not act as if they are being controlled from some quarters. When we see them trying to alter some words that were coming from certain political quarters, Miriam, then we are worried whether they are independent as they claim. Therefore, they need also to come out, not pushed by anyone. The courts and the judiciary need to come out and portray to the public that they are really independent as they are supposed to be, as the constitution enshrined, without them trying to force the issue that we are independent institution. But the way they act, Miriam, sometimes we don't see the independence that they talk about. But Miriam, as I say this, Miriam, on the same note, we need to respect our courts, Miriam, because if we water them down, Miriam, what about the common Kenyans? Those guys who are in other areas, who are not in the political, who are not political elites, Miriam, where will they run to if we try to make our courts look as if they don't give justice, Miriam? We have seen cases where guys who have been accused of maybe of stealing a chicken being taken to prison for imprisonment of about 20 years, Miriam. Therefore, to some extent, we need also to see and to have something that will be checking on how our courts are doing or how they act, because some of the verdicts that they give, Miriam, in the public eye, they don't look as if the justice was delivered. And Miriam, you know, in this judiciary process, justice must be seen to be done in the public eye. Therefore, I think that is where the president has a problem with, because in the public eye, Miriam, we didn't see, especially Kenyans or the guys who gave their recommendation, the 1 million Kenyans who gave their signatures, they didn't see justice being done to what the judges did to the BBI process. Therefore, that was very good, Miriam, because to me, I believe that constitution should not be a rigid document. It's something that is there. The rules are for the man, and we can change them with time. That is why a constitution is a dynamic document that can be changed any time, provided we feel like we need to add something or we need to remove something, so that we can make our constitution better, so that we can make the governance a bit smoothly and in line with the reality of the day. To me, that is very good. Also, Miriam, also from the deputy president, I cannot go without mentioning this. What I saw from the deputy president was hypocrisy, because this man 4 months ago, that is last year, Miriam, he was complaining that the DCI and the EACC are intimidating him, that the police are being used to intimidate him. And he was altering some words, Miriam, that are not quite good directed to this independent institution. But yesterday he came out as a champion of independence judiciary. He is coming out saying that the independence of this institution should be respected, Miriam. He should lead as an example so that as a leader, every leader, Miriam, not only the deputy president, all leaders should lead by example. You cannot claim that the DCI is being misused and at the same time you want us to respect the same DCI or the same EACC or the same judiciary, Miriam. To me, that is double speak and is contradictory. And Miriam, that is not what leaders should do. Leaders should lead by example. But when you look at the history of the deputy president, I don't know at which point he has been respecting this independence institution. Therefore, he needs to say what he does, but not to say and does contrary to what he is saying, Miriam. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, last submissions there, Douglas. Is there something you want to add on to the conversation we've been having this morning?
Miriam, thank you for this opportunity. And we want to make it very clear for the people of Kenya that the public spokesman that has been elected by the people of Kenya is none other than the President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Republic of Kenya. And that also includes his deputy. Those are the only people that were elected by the people of Kenya. A section of people that elected an MC in my backyard cannot be purported to have voted for a public leader, a leader that encompasses the whole of the people of Kenya. And Dr. Masanga has put it clearly that over 20 million voted for the President of the Republic of Kenya. That means that the mandate that we gave him on the second term of his tenure, that means that the President entered into a social contract with the people of Kenya. And that social contract, Miriam, extends even to speaking to issues that when the public is being cajoled by a judiciary that has been held back and also held at ransom by activism and also NGOs and the civil society, Miriam. And for those people from civil society that I saw in the television today, Miriam, doing analysis, this is how they should do the analysis, Miriam, that this mandate that the President has been given by the people of Kenya is a social contract with the people of Kenya. And these people, who are the people of Kenya, gave their supreme mandate to the President of the Republic of Kenya. The Constitution itself, in its Chapter 1, Article 1, says that this power shall be exercised by the people of Kenya directly or indirectly through elected representatives. Who are these elected representatives? It is the President and his deputy, which means that the President is the only public spokesman that can speak to the entirety of the Constitution over the people of Kenya. When the people of Kenya are being cajoled by foreign powers, we expect the President to respond, Miriam. And just to divert from the Kenyan issue, Miriam, you have heard shows on Nigeria and the issue about their President not responding to kidnappings in his country and people being killed, including military people, Miriam. And all the evils that Muhammadu Buhari has done in Nigeria is being placed at the door of the President Muhammadu Buhari himself, the man at Asolok. And to conclude, my point is that these people who are blaming President Buhari, including people from outside the world, know that the social contract is between the President and the people of Nigeria. Why are they not blaming the judiciary in Nigeria or the national parliament in Nigeria? The people of Kenya have a right to hear from their leader, the man they elected directly, to be able to respond to issues that when he sees issues are being taken out of context and also being run outside the will of the people, the President has to lead the will of the people. And yesterday, he set the stage for the same, Miriam. And as I conclude on this, the President of the Republic of Kenya is within his right to speak for the people of Kenya because he is the elected representative. And that crosses the case, Miriam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Prof, before you come in, but the Deputy President, William Ruto, who spoke before his boss took the stand, called for respect for government institutions, including the judiciary, or to safeguard democracy. It is important that we have a robust legislature performing executive and independent judiciary, so that we can all celebrate the fruits of the rule of law, not rule of men, Ruto said. The DP said it will be an act of great betrayal if we allow ethnic bigotry and personality cult to destroy the constitution. And in 2017, Uhuru and Ruto attacked the judiciary after the Supreme Court nullified the re-election, citing illegalities and irregularities in the process. And I think the clip that we played there earlier, Professor, your last submission.
Miriam, do you want me to have kind words? You know me, what I do, I learn from nature. I look what God has created and I learn less from there, and that one has made me to be a better person and to be who I am. There is this animal I like referring to. It goes to the river to drink. It is being chased by the crocodile. It runs a few meters again, medium, and it goes back. And that's a watho. And that's what I can say of the Deputy President Miriam. You must have consistent, Miriam. Like now, you must stand to what you believe in, Miriam. The Constitution he is talking about, he does not believe in it. He never saw anything wrong with the old Constitution, Miriam. He opposed it. He said there are some bad things, Miriam. He got an opportunity, Miriam, to bring out some of the things he was being opposed to 2010. He didn't. So this is a man of a mind of a worth of Miriam, and which not meet on my comment.
Okay.
The other day, who was castigating the civil servants, Miriam? And Miriam, let me tell you, and Miriam, that was a direct attack to the president,
to his boss. Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, I can assure you, and perhaps he had I don't know whether you have seen the president's speech, Miriam. So if you want to be a good person, Miriam, and you want to take this country forward, Miriam, let us be honest. Let us be truthful, Miriam. We don't say things when they favor us. That's when we want to say now to magnify Miriam. The judiciary, those 5 judges, Miriam, made a mistake. Nobody has castigated them, Miriam. What we are saying is in our constitution, Miriam. We are for freedom of what we are trying to say, Miriam. And that's why we have gone to Court of Appeal, and the courts are going to decide. And that's why Dr. Masanga said that we are going all the way to the Supreme Court, Miriam, and this matter will be determined and once for all.
Okay.
Miriam, I'm one man who will stand to protect the Constitution of Kenya. I know some of us, you are saying, oh, the president of Kenya, oh, it's like the other country. This is Kenya. Our Constitution is most progressive, Miriam, than another country, Miriam. It took us so many years to write this Constitution, Miriam. I will hate to have the kind of President Douglas is talking about. When we had one, Miriam, we suffered. That's why we are saying our document here, Miriam. Whoever, regardless who you are, bring it to the people of Kenya. Tell us you are changing the Constitution. What are some of the reasons, Miriam? And like now, when the Prime Minister and the President came forward, Miriam, he said that we must come forward and Miriam and see ourselves as Kenyans, Miriam. We must develop resources, Miriam. We must have shared prosperity, Miriam. We must fight corruption, Miriam. And the people of Kenya now are aware. That's why we are asking for the referendum. We go and decide the future of our country. Don't admire what other nations are doing, like the way the children of Israel, they said, oh, we want also to have a king. If others, their presidents are talking, and then that is theirs. But with us, we have walked that journey. Miriam, to be here, it has not been easy. For us to insult our president, it has not been an easy. That's what we are saying, Miriam. Yes, rights are right, but they must have responsibility. We must have an hygiene of respecting our leaders, Miriam. Do you need a constitution, Miriam, to respect your parents? Do you need a constitution to respect the elder, Miriam? So this is why Kenyans must have the boundaries, Miriam. I am very happy, Miriam, this is a conversation, and we are setting an agenda, Miriam. I listened to Sister Susuru, yes? the one who is married to us and who is a minister in South Africa, Miriam.
Lindile.
He said that Miriam leaders can have different minds, but Miriam, they can have the handshake, Miriam, and have the country forward, Miriam. We are setting a pace and we are setting the way other countries they are supposed to do, Miriam. I know at the end of the day, when you go to court, a decision has to be made. One party has to come from there smiling and the other one cries. The other day they had their day and we will also have ours in the But how I look, Miriam, that we put the country forward. May we go forward and read our national anthem, Miriam. May it just be our shade and defender, Miriam. May we dwell in unity. May we love each other as a Kenyan, Miriam. May we respect the elderly, Miriam. May we respect authority. May we respect our leaders. May we respect our president. Let us not treat our president simply because George Soros and others have paid us a few peanuts, Miriam, so that we can come and put so many cases in the court, Miriam. That one is not taking Kenya forward, Miriam. That is retrogressing Kenyans, I submit.
Okay, thank you. Dr.
Miriam, can I do a rejoinder on what Professor said?
We're supposed to have concluded at
just a minute, Miriam.
We are way ahead.
Professor said I admire Muhammadu Buhari, which I don't do entirely. And also, Professor, you have said that I admire that Muhammadu Buhari does not speak for the people of Nigeria. He is the only custodian of the will of the people in Nigeria because he is the elected leader. That's why I'm accusing him of abandoning the people of Nigeria when he's supposed to be speaking, Professor. I cannot admire Muhammadu Buhari. I cannot admire where Nigeria is. Nigeria is a corrupting state. Kenya is a progressive nation. Nigeria cannot match our democratic ideals and where we are. I cannot, Professor. I cannot go to Muhammadu Buhari. I don't support him. Actually, if there is a coup in Nigeria, he should be kicked out of office.
Thank you for that clarity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I need to go have my breakfast. I'm hungry. Doctor.
Now, Miriam,
yes.
It brings me to a question of the DP.
Yes.
My brother here described him as a wafok. That is the harshest from an Anglican chaplain. So,
he usually uses
the
mongoose.
I am only saying short memory, Miriam.
Yes.
That's what I said. I didn't call him a wadog, short memory. But a wadog has got short memory.
The only animal that has short memory is wafok.
Not a golden fish. Okay.
So the DP, in a nutshell, looks like a man who has got a brain of a waffle. So as far as the analysis of professor is concerned, imaginative, figurative language is waffle thinking. Yes, I can now justify the waffle style of thinking. Sometime back, in front of the same judiciary, the DP told us it was not 21 billion in front of the same judiciary. It was not 21 billion taken. It was 7 billion. And this 7 billion has got a banker guarantee. The money is not lost. No money is lost. Today, I see, in fact, because of that waffle of thinking, God got annoyed. And within a week of saying so, he sent a landslide to take so many. It was very annoyed. You know, God acts in so many different ways. He could actually keep quiet. He could actually sit and watch events. But he could actually send you a tsunami. If you are near Mombasa, it takes one of the hotels. Dolphin, for example. You know, if they had not stopped the building of Dolphin Hotel, it had gone to have to claim the work. In fact, the DP and his company were going to be the first people in East Africa to claim the ocean, to claim land from the ocean by extending the building of Dolphin Hotel. Even when the water comes and they could be, people are drinking tea at evening, as the water returns, it could take them. So, Miriam, I am very impressed with my brother with this analogy of Wafok. So, I've taken it a step further to say, look at the man who says his boss, the president, is undermining, and he has now paid all the lawyers, every analyst. There's another analyst from Nyamira called, he used to be a good lecturer. I don't know how his students pass law. What is his name? He called Omari. Useless. If that one, if I go to court, I can, even if lawyers have all died of leprosy, I would not ask him to come to represent me. Either he doesn't know what he talks about, or he needs to go and do some things. He yaps all the time. He's against Uhuru Kenyatta all the time. If you are a lawyer, be balanced. You are an advocate of the court. Don't just see where butter is buttered. Then you start bashing people because you talk louder. This is a man I have seen on TV bashing, writing articles that, oh, Uhuru has disdain for the courts. But he has not told us why he goes to defend the Akasha with drugs. Who is worse? I'm asking Madiam, who is worse? A lawyer who knows drugs have been killing people. People have been shot at the coast. And you are there wearing a suit. You know, coming from a village is very bad. You know, and it is very bad. I came from a village, but I'm civilized. You know, the medium coming from a village where you have no manners is very bad. Let me qualify it that. At least me, I came from a village where you are caned by even your grandmother who does not know, who knows that is caning you in order for you to be a very good person in the future. But the people who live and arrive in the town by chance, it's like giving a man a toilet when he was going in a latrine. He could spoil the whole house. So there is a problem here. That's all I can summarize today.
Okay.
And I don't want us to imagine, because we are going for our lunch, what would happen to that toilet.
Okay. I have to go now.
Thank you very much. I will not submit again.
Yeah.
But the Ruto camp is full of those type of people.
All right.
They come, listen, Miriam, they come to your wall. And no wonder for you, you are very lucky. You don't practice Facebook. You don't practice Twitter. Ma'am, stay away.
Okay. I'll
the moment you have a different opinion on Ruto, the type of names they will give you, even your children will say, what has daddy done? Me, the type of names I'm given, because I write in support of President Uhuru Kenyatta, I've been baptized so many names. By even intelligent people, friends like that, calling me this, that is okay. Please stay away from Twitter and Facebook. Use it only for friend purpose. But once you are there, you write. Even when you have written that Kenya does not need the thieves, they know who the thief is. They come on your wall and say, you are writing about Ruto. So if your supporters themselves know that Ruto is a thief, then you are a thief. Yeah. There are many thieves in Kenya. Kemsa, we have thieves. Why should his supporters, why should my supporters think that I'm a thief?
Unless you're one.
Actually, I'm not.
Unless you're one.
Unless you are one. I rest my case. Thank you, sir. Madam.
Thank you so much. This has been Good Morning Africa. We shall be back here at 11 a.m. and we shall be looking at East Somalia falling to pieces. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.